Hey guys, COMPUTEROSIS here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play J&D, the P Legacy, Blind in HD. I don't know. I'm still working on how to introduce that. Anyway, I think after recording the Let's Play preview of Odama, which I can see how that can get confused with Obama, seeing as how that's all the related videos. Okay, I'm gonna back up on that. I think I figured out how to fix the desyncing issue, because back when I was recording the audio, the video was all choppy on my end. So at times where it seemed like the video was paused, it technically was, and the audio was still going, thus creating this like weird desyncage that happened in the middle of it. Like, it didn't happen at the beginning, it happened in the middle of it. Yeah. So right now, the video that I'm watching right now, it's going okay. I mean, it's not really hiccuping or in certain cases actually freezing, but so that's basically okay, because if it was doing that, then I would have just started with an overview of the Forbidden Forest, how I thought about it, and then I would just go off on a tangent straight after that. But it doesn't look like I don't have to at this point right now. But since that's all I had planned, and I don't really have the strength to go truly impromptu unless I'm with someone else, or for them to be the straight man. In this case, I'll just go off and tell you what the Forbidden Jungle is. So that way, if this does go off in a desync, then, you know, at least I tried. For this moment. But before I do talk about the Forbidden Jungle, I want to talk about how I changed the format a little bit. It didn't really change much. As far as, like, what the, like, for some reason, I cannot make it go widescreen. For some reason, all it did was made it plausible for me to try to record my voice through Windows Movie Maker on my mom's laptop. I mean, desktop. Because she has the older version, and that allows you to record stuff. So if I ever wanted to go to that, I could instantly do that through Windows Movie Maker. But on the Windows Movie Maker, which is called Windows Live Movie Maker, there's no recording feature, so there's really no point. But then again, this is an episode where this technically ended up in two parts, and let me tell you why. Because when I was recording these parts, you know, because it's like this happened like 2 nights ago. Since I'm recording these at night. Right, that's one of the few times I actually have time to do this type of recording and just get it out, since this is the only thing I'm actually fully recording besides any specials or Let's Play previews. Like, this is truly like I record them in less than 2 days before I upload them. I get the audio hopefully done before the day appears. Even though I'm kind of running a little bit late, but I'll talk about that later. And then I go through the uploading process. But the thing was, I was recording it, but my laptop wasn't plugged in. So in the middle of it, the battery almost died. So it went into its little sleep mode. And of course, I'm like playing it. Don't worry. I edited it so that way both videos just seem to sync somewhat perfectly. I guess, and in that process, I've sort of lost track right there. Sorry. I just saw myself get beat, and that's when it starts getting a little bit bad luck for me. The fact that I can't even keep no more than 3 bars of health after that. But anyway. So once my laptop went into a deep sleep and actually stopped recording, and I was in the middle of playing it, of playing what it was I was playing, which I'll get to it when it appears, and luckily I noticed it before like it was too late, and you would have missed missed like a cutscene or at least me completing whatever it was I was doing. But luckily I was able to catch it in time. And then through the editing process, I tried to go, I edited, I'm like, okay, and then I'm trying to figure out, okay, how do I record through both these parts, because of course the editing software I was using, ArcSoft Showbiz, is like I was having a hard time trying to record like both video tracks like together. Now I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna create this file because I already edited perfectly, and I can just do that. So I do that. It takes over 10 hours to fully get it into a full-fledged video. So I'm like, yay, I can finally do it, because I fell asleep. I'm like, yes, I can finally do it. But then when I tried to put the video back in to go through the whole editing process, they're like, Showbiz is like, oh, sorry, we don't recognize this file. It's not indexed, and we don't recognize it, so can't really put into whatever project you're doing. And I'm like, fuck. Now I have to go through the editing process again. Luckily, I actually remembered the semi-exact times. I might be a little bit off on this one, but in the process, it's like, fuck, really, like I get how certain editing softwares, they don't recognize like certain video files. I know I spent an entire year using FOV, and for some reason like Windows Movie Maker would not recognize it. But then all of a sudden, early this year, it started recognizing FOV as an actual type of file to read. I'm like, okay. But what's weird was that it was only the old FOV files I had. Any recent FOV files, it was like, sorry, we don't recognize it. But it's the same format. I don't get you. I really don't. But then again, I had this laptop for a year, so so even though you can become a master of anything in less than a month, or at least that's what I've heard, there's still some things that just go and surprise you. And I know I'm supposed to be talking about this because I'm noticing how the syncage is actually in. But to be honest, there isn't really that much to talk about. I mean, the Forbidden Jungle, it's pretty easy. See, I do some pretty stupid stuff that you're like, wait, why did you do that? So I won't talk about it, but if you leave a comment like asking, why did I do that? I'll try my very best to explain to you what my mindset was while I was playing it. But keep in mind, if you're gonna leave a comment and it's like a year later, don't expect me to remember it. I mean, sure, I've stated in the past that I have a photographic memory, which I have a story about that, which sort of a downfall to having this photographic memory. But just because I have that does not mean I'll actually remember that one simple detail. So, yeah, for some reason I can recite the entire script of High School Musical. So yeah, so if you ever want to know like why I do this and why I do that, then just leave it in the comments. Now, on to the part where, because we're getting close to the part where like it almost split into two, and I had to do some editing. Well, either way, I had to do editing because I was doing this challenge, which, to be honest, I played this challenge before, on the PS2, and I did fairly well. I only like failed 3 times because I was having a hard time like trying to not so much keep up, but try to make sure that I don't collect the poison eels, which this guy will explain to you what it is. But through this whole recording process, I failed so many times, and of course I edited out. I only show you 2 of the fails. I show you the fail in which I don't collect enough pounds of fish, and then I show you the fail where you collect the eel and it basically just ruins you. I was gonna put in the part where I was so close. I was like at 197. I just had to collect the 3 more pounds of fish, yet I collect electric eel. I wanted to put that in there, but I'm like, no. So anyway, but there's 3 factors I will put into consideration that may or may not help me on my case as to why it looks like as if I suck. One factor that is my PS3 controller is really sensitive. I mean, I had this controller for a while now, but it's still pretty sensitive as to, like, there's like no hiccups or anything. Like, if I want to fling something, it'll get flung. If I want to gradually move something, it still might fling it. So at times where you see, like, I'm so close to getting that fish, but like I can't get it. But yeah, I'm not technically blaming the controller. I'm just blaming the fact that I'm still not used to controller. Yet I had it for, it's going on months now. Actually, it's going on about to go on a year now. Now for this particular controller. So yeah, another factor to put in consideration is basically what's going to happen for all these recordings, because even though I'm recording it using the HD PVR Gaming Edition, for some reason on the TV screen everything looks green, like a shade of green, and the only color that will stand out within this green is anything that's blue. So by contrast, all these fish look green to me. The poison eels all look green to me. Their indication to show that they're poisoned looks green. Like, it's like, just wow. So yeah, I thought of a third factor when I technically was writing down what I wanted to say while the video was originally going to be rendered into one, but didn't really happen that way. So I started like throwing back. I'm like, okay, now I'm just making up like excuses now. Now there's like no valid point to say, oh, because of this, and then people are like, yeah, you're just making up an excuse for how much you suck at this. I will not say that I suck at this, but I'm not gonna say that I'm like a pro at it. Because basically when I played it, it was more like playing like demo, like a demo-ish. Like when I played this one mission for Jack 3, where you basically have to escort a bomb and you had to bring out the tracks. Yeah, I played the demo version of that. When I played in actuality, I sort of realized how easy it really was. So yeah, it's sort of the reverse effect. Like while I was playing, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so hard. Yet when I got to that part, I'm like, okay, I could have just done that. But then again, I didn't know. So go figure. But anyway, this is the part where I actually do indeed complete it. So, sort of little spoilers, but you know, but I only showed it playing 3 times, and you saw that weird editing thing right there. Okay, I have no idea what was going on. Like, I watched it countless times, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna see it, because I edited it to the point where it actually like seamlessly transitioned, like even the just the indication, like, yeah, you failed, hope you're happy, and like that. But for some reason, like it just happened like that. It's just weird. But anyway, going back to where I have a photographic memory, but it's not something to be proud of, because in real life, I have a tendency to remind people stuff. Even though in my opinion, I kind of hate being reminded about something I already know, and they already know themselves. Like, they already know that they remind me of themselves. Like, the people I can excuse are those who who have a hard time remembering stuff, like people who are technically older than me, and they're only like 10 to 20 years to becoming like senior citizens. I can accept them for that, or for you who just have like short-term memory loss, since I've met a couple people like that. Those people I can understand. But when it's like best friends remind me of something, and I'm like, yeah, you already remind me of that. But if it's in if their characters, I'm like, okay, I'm fine with that. But if I know that's not in their character, then that just sort of pisses me off. Anyway, back to the actual story I'm talking about here, because I'm about to get a power cell from what I'm looking at. I have a tendency to remind people of certain events, like for instance, my best friend. In high school, he was able to get a total of 3 girlfriends, 3 more than I have, more than I could get. Yet I was the more popular one. Go figure. And of course, it was like 2 years later after he technically broke up with. Well, I wouldn't say broke up. They sort of just separated from each other. And like 2 years later, when he's dating one of our friends, or at least he's been friends with her longer than I have. And there was a time where I just reminded him about that girlfriend, and the way I reminded him, it was kind of cruel, because I was like, hey, this is not how I actually said it, but this is basically like the literal translation of it. Hey, remember that girlfriend you dated for 2 years? Yeah, she's now dating that one dude. And what made it even worse was like a couple months later, when they did end up breaking up, and it wasn't until later that I realized why for that matter. Oh, look, another power cell. And what's ironic was that after she broke up, the next person she dated was the same guy who dated my best friend's first girlfriend. Yeah, and I reminded him of that. I'm not gonna say I'm a terrible person, but I just have a tendency to remind people of stuff that they probably won't be reminded of. Sometimes I just can't help it. And of course, to anyone who I've probably done that to in the past, or even online for that matter, I am truly sorry on that. I am really, really sorry. So, I guess if I'm going to be talking about stories right now, I should be talking about what me and my oldest cousin is doing right now. Because basically, I have my 2 cousins. Of course, they're Maximum Soldier and Name Pending. Basically, even though we're cousins, we basically act like as if we're like all just like 3 brothers. Even though both of them are indeed brothers, but we do act like brothers. It's actually kind of cool. Even though I'm an only child, they're basically the closest I have to brothers. I could talk about the story about how I could have had a sister, but that's way too personal, so I won't bring that up. But anyway, and so I would say my cousin Maximum Soldier, we're working on this collab fanfic, because I got him really addicted to Adventure Time. To be honest, I only got him like a fan of Adventure Time, and basically through that process, he's gotten as deep into the fan base of Adventure Time as I am into the fan base of My Little Pony: Friendship's Magic. The only difference between that is I got into My Little Pony of my own decision, while he got into Adventure Time because of me. And we still technically watch Adventure Time. We still talk about the said episodes, and occasionally we will send each other pony related videos, especially those that just have to do with Portal 2 and Team Fortress 2 and all that. But anyway, we're working on this like collab fanfic for between Adventure Time and just My Little Pony, and the way I have it written out so far, because I've written out the prologue and a couple of key scenes, or key concept scenes. It's basically, the best way I can describe it is, if you've seen the Fairy Odd Parents Jimmy Neutron crossover, the Jimmy Timmy Power Hour, 1 and 2, not counting 3, and I really don't want to count 4, but basically like 1 and 2 matter, and I have it basically I have it set for, it's gonna be like 26 chapters. This is including like the prologue and epilogue. It might become 24 if I count the prologue and epilogue as those 2 chapters, still making it 26, but not really by numbers. But in the process, it's basically going to be, so like 2/3 of it is going to be in the style of like Adventure Time and Friendship is Magic, or at least the way that they're paced like that. Which if you see in Adventure Time, there are times where like they just do random stuff and you're like, why do they do that? And then there are times where like in My Little Pony, it's like, okay, well, that's Pinkie Pie for you. That just happened. And try to keep in the pace like that. While a third of it is going to be in its own pace, and that's going to be like where like we want to make it like serious. Like we actually want to make it plot conceiving. Like it seems to me that Discord is going to be teaming up with the Lich. Why does Discord want to team with the Lich in the first place? And you know, all that. And I know I'm supposed to be talking about this boss battle, but you know what? This boss battle is basically just really easy. I don't know why I died in the first one. I guess because I was having problems with it and like whatever, but you know, excuses. And then I died from the blue eco things because of some reason I didn't know that you jumped that far. Maybe I should have already knew that by now, but you know, at least he's defeated. At least he's done. I get the power cell. Gone. So yeah. And there's still more stuff to talk about this class fanfic, but that involve spoiling stuff, especially stuff that I'm still in the process of working on. Yeah, because even though we're writing our own chapters, we're making them interconnect. Basically, the chapters he's gonna write are most of the ones that have the Adventure Time pacing, since he's done fanfics before for Adventure Time, and I've read them. And of course the pacing, it works. It feels like as if I'm watching an Adventure Time episode, especially when he did the crossover fanfic with Portal, and the pacing for that was like similar to the show. Granted, it didn't have that much like random sequences at times, but it still felt like an actual Adventure Time episode. At least to me, it did. So of course, yeah. I think there was only one thing left to do, which was to take care of the eco beams. Which when you saw, I was supposed to hit that thingy, right? But I choose not to hit that thingy. In fact, I choose to avoid that beam altogether and decided to do it the hard way and going to that eco vent and go and get that power cell through that sense. Which that can be taken as two ways. Either A, I had no idea what I was trying to do and realizing that there was an easier way of doing it, or B, I'm trying to challenge myself. Since there is no such thing as a hero mode or an advanced mode for Jack and Daxter. I asked my cousins on this, and they said they didn't know of any. So yeah. Let's see. I would talk about like the stats of what's going on through upload month, but you know, it's I wouldn't say it's too close to call. I'm saying that it's kind of one-sided, right? since the majority of the views is going to the first episode of Sonic Unleashed, followed by Chain of Memories, and then there's Chain of Memories, and then that's it. I wouldn't say that's basically it, but then Jak and Daxter is in like last place. So yeah. But of course, you know, sometimes I kind of wish I can play these live, because then like if you saw like some of the past LPs where I was playing them blind, and you're like listening to my voice and listening to how I pace it, you're basically wondering, okay, you just went from one subject to another, almost like as if you meant to do that, but at the same time it just feels kind of weird that you did that. Here it's like, oh my gosh, you structured to go from one subject to the other. It feels weird. But then again, I chose not to watch any other past LPs. I'm actually just here for upload month. Even though I will check your past LPs from time to time, so don't get weirded out if you see a comment from the other one, from like the other videos. I guess another thing I want to talk about is was reaching 50 plus subscribers, and that was something I've for a long time I should have saw that coming, but then again I spent over a year and a half just going, you know what, I don't care how many subscribers I have, I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing, and there. But then I sort of went on a tangent when I did the video where I'm like, okay, I was watching watching Nickelodeon's Kids Choice Wars, and then I noticed Katy Perry's hair, and from it looks like as if like it has the same colors as Twilight Sparkle's mane, which I still feel like that was like an April Fool's joke against myself, like that's me saying, hey, do you remember the Kids Choice Wars? Yeah. Remember Katy Perry and Twilight Sparkle mane? Like, yeah, I wanted to make a video of that, but I kind of didn't want to because I didn't want to jump to conclusions. And meanwhile, myself was like, well, check your YouTube page. Oh, you bastard! Meanwhile, myself is like, ha 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 ha! What, you don't remember? Ah. Like, okay, I need to delete this. And meanwhile, myself was like, no. People should know. They should finally know. Since I've kept being a brony for 11 months until my birthday. Sort of. Actually, no. It felt that way, but to be honest, I could say that it didn't start until possibly during those 8 months later. No, it's like 7 months later. But you know, man, connecting these eco beams sure is kind of easy. It kind of makes me wonder, like I was like when I was playing Jak 2 again, I was like, well, first, I mentioned this before, like, Jak 2, when I was playing normal, I'm like, oh my gosh, why is this so hard? I remember Hero Mode being too easy, and then I realized, oh right, I had infinite ammo and unlimited Dark Jak. But I didn't have invincibility on, because I knew that that was kind of a cheap way of going. That was like the ultimate cheap way out, but I just chose the unlimited ammo and unlimited Dark Jak. But you know, yeah, I have no idea what the hell I was going on about. I would say this video is almost over, but you know, but you know what? Overall, Forbidden Jungle, it's not that bad. Bad for what it's worth. Oh, I remember what I was talking about before. Sorry about this. I was talking about, like, the trophies, like, when I was playing Jak 2, and some of the trophies, I'm like, okay, I understand why that's a bronze, but why is that a silver? Okay, the one where I was getting the bronze was in my opinion, a lot harder than the one that was silver, unless you're going by time. Like sometimes I look at trophies and I'm like okay. Usually the ones that are in gold, they make sense, sort of. Like either yeah, you completed a certain story arc, or yes, you completed this very long and difficult section, even though they're probably silver to begin with. If they're bronze, I'm like, wow, I did all that for a bronze trophy. That doesn't make me feel good. That doesn't make me feel good. I mean, I'm glad I accomplished it, but jeez. Like, I get God of War, and their trophies. Like, their trophies, despite the fact there are a couple of trophies, I'm like, okay, why is that bronze, and why is that silver? Since I have no problem with, like, why they're gold, because they make sense. But at least when I looked at the trophies for that, because it was when I was replaying God of War before I lost everything, on my original PS3, like, those trophies are like, okay, that makes sense. I realize I'm not gonna collect them all. Well, like they all made sense as far as like getting the trophies. Like, it actually did test your skills, not counting the story-driven trophies. But yeah, God, I hate the mayor. I'm so glad I don't have to talk to you again. That's why I gave you those 90 precursor orbs, so I can get those both power souls, and then I can say, like, screw you, mayor, you gave me a bad impression. Plus, you made me think of Osmosis Jones. But that's just me. Okay. And, like I said, leave a comment to let me know if you don't want me to keep pausing to look at the trophies I collected. Like, really, that's still up there. And if you have any comments as to why I did this and why I did that, please comment before... I want to say before this LP is over, but I at least say before it's over. So anyway, this has been COMPUTEROSIS, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please comment, rate, subscribe, and see you in the next episode.